Hi children, welcome to my YouTube channel.
This is the first video of the topic series Static of a Particle. If you consider the static of a particle, we have to understand that the resultant force on the particle in any direction must be zero. If an object remains a static condition, we have to understand that if you consider two planes perpendicular to each other, like this, and you can prove that the resultant force along these directions are zero. If it's so, it's satisfy the condition of that object remain in equilibrium. So when you're learning our small grades also, we have already learned this concept, right? Okay. Then if you, in this question, they have given this particle as undergone three forces, 4 newtons at an angle of 45 and 3 newtons at an angle of 30 and vertical q newtons, right? Then if you want to find the value for P and Q, and it says given that object remain in equilibrium or equilibrium under the forces, right? So to work out over here, we have to consider the components of the forces, each forces. If you consider the components of P, towards the angle component over here is how much, children? Towards the angle component we have already learned, that is cos 30. So this is P cos 30. P cos 30. Upwards force is how much? P sine 30. P sine 30. If you consider over here, that is over this direction, P 4 cos 45, over this direction upwards, 4 sine 45. Always towards the angle component is cos and away from the angle component is sine. Right. Then if you consider the horizontal forces, what are the horizontal forces? This component and this component. There is no other involvement in either forces. You have to understand another concept. The vertical forces does not involve with horizontals and horizontal forces does not involve with vertical as components, right? Okay. Then if you get the horizontal, what are the forces? P cos 30 minus 4 sine 4 cos 45 equals to 0. P cos 30 minus 4 cos 45 equals to 0. Why this is positive and why this is negative? I have considered the arrow this side as positive. That means the components along this direction positive and components along this direction you consider as negative. Right. Then if you consider the vertical forces, right? Vertical forces, if you get it, what are the components? 4 sine 45, P sine 30 minus Q. I just consider upwards. P sine 30 plus 4 sine 45 minus Q, because it's downwards equals to 0. Right. From this equation, you can say P is equals to 4 cos 45 divided by cos 30. What I did over here is that I just brought this first 4 cos 35 to this side and then divided by cos 30. With that, you will obtain the answer for P as 3.27, right? Then from here, I know the value for P. P is 3.27. Then you can substitute 3.27 sine 30 plus 4 sine 45 equals to Q. With that, you can get the answer for Q as 4.46. That is the answer for the first question. If you get a equilibrium of object remaining in a surface, slant surface, when you consider the equilibrium, we consider the resultant force along parallel to the surface and perpendicular to the surface. Therefore, we consider the components parallel to the surface and perpendicular to the components, right? Okay. We will see whether what are the components we have to consider from 5 newtons. If this angle is 30, we can, from the geometry, we can say the angle to perpendicular length, perpendicular to the force become 30. That means if you draw a perpendicular like this, you can generate an angle over here. You can geometrically, we can show this angle and this angle would be 30. Same, sorry, same. So therefore, this angle is 30, means this angle also turn up to 30. Therefore, this component you can say that is 5 cos 30, downwards 5 cos 30. Along this way, it's turned into 5 sine 30, right? Always this component is cos and this component is sine, if this angle is 30. Then this component is 5 cos 30 and this is 5 sine 30. What are the components of force P? This component is towards the angle cos alpha, that is P cos alpha upwards, P sine alpha. Right, okay. Then we will mark the forces along the along the plane. What is the component of here? P cos alpha. Non-involvement with this. What is the reason for non-involvement of this? Because its perpendicular forces does not make involvement with the horizontal forces. And the other force is minus 8. This side is force 8. And component from here 5 sine alpha, 5 sine third, not alpha, it should be third. And with that, so P cos alpha minus 8 minus 5 sine 30 equals to 0. Why it's equals to 0? Because it's in equilibrium. With that, you can say P cos alpha equals to 8 plus 5 sine 30, right? Then I'll consider the components perpendicular to the surface. 2 is there. And from here, P sine alpha is there. From 8, 5 cos alpha is there. There is no involvement with 8. The reason is that the forces along the plane does not make an involvement with the perpendicular. Perpendicular component forces are not involved into each other. Therefore, you can say, we will show these components. P sine alpha, this one, and 2, both are positive, and this is minus 5 cos 30 equals to 0. With that, you can plot these two terms to the other side and write P sine alpha equals to 5 cos 30 minus 2. Therefore, what you can say, to get the final answer, this component is sine and this component is cos. Then to obtain the final answer, what can I get is that I will divide second equation by first equation. Then what do you get? P and P get cancels. Sine alpha divided by cos alpha is how much, children? That is tan alpha. Then you will obtain the answer as tan alpha is, I have divided this one by this, 5 cos 30 minus 2 divided by 8 plus 5 sine 30. So we will obtain the answer as tan alpha equals to 0.222 and alpha become 12.5 in degrees, right? Then I can substitute P. We know that P cos alpha equals to this. Okay, or other than that, this one even doesn't matter. I have substituted over here. So you can say P sine alpha is how much? 12.5 equals to 5 cos 30 minus 2. If you simplify this, you know the values of 12 sine 12.5 and 5 cos 30 and 2. With that, you can get the answer for P as 10.8. That's a final answer, right? Let's come up with this question, right? Each of the following diagrams shows a particle in static equilibrium. In each particle, resolve the components and find the value for P and unknown parameters P, Q. Right, okay. Then if you consider the components of this. This force is 5. Actually, this is missed. Over here, actually, this force should be 5. Here, the value is 5. The component is 5 cos 30 this side and 5 sine 30 this side. This component is cos and this component is sine downwards. This is this way. If you consider the horizontal forces, so you can say Q minus what is the component over here? It's 5 cos 30. Q minus 5 cos 30 equals to 0 since it's in equilibrium. With the vertical component P minus 5 sine 30. This component, this is 5, this component 5 sine 30. P minus 5 sine 30 equals to 0. Then how do you obtain the value for P and Q? Simple. We can say QVC equals to 5 minus cos 30. There with that QV equals to 5 cos 30. That is 5 root 3 over 2, 4.33. Q is 5 sine 30. That is 12.5 newtons. Right. Okay. If you come up with this question, first we can get the components. What is the component from P vertical? P cos theta, P sine theta. 8 cos 40, 8 sine 40. You can mark in a small piece of paper. 7 cos 35, 7 sine 35. I repeat it again. P cos theta, this side P cos theta, this side P sine theta. From this way, this side 8 cos 40, this side 8 sine 40. From this way, 7 cos 35, 7 sine 35, this side 7 cos 35, this side 7 sin 35. Take a piece of paper and mark that. Right, okay. Then if you consider the horizontal component, P cos theta plus 8 sin 40 minus 7 cos 35 equals to 0. If I repeat it back, P cos theta 8 sin 40, 7 cos 35 equals to 0. One equation. If you get the vertical forces, P sin theta plus 7 sin 35 minus 8 cos 40 equals to 0. If I repeat it back, P sin theta 7 sin 35 plus, all the things are plus values, minus 8 cos 40 equals to 0. Then from this equation you can say, if I subject P cos theta is equal to 0.5918 by simplifying these facts. From this equation, I can say P sin theta equals to this much, right? Then this is sine and this is cos. Then I'll divide second equation by first equation. Then you will obtain the answer. P and P get cancels. Sin theta divided by cos theta is tan theta. That is 2.133 divided by 0.5918. Therefore, you get the angle as 74.4. Now, what you can do, you can simply substitute 74.4 into this equation. Instead of here, you can get the answer for P. P cos 74.4 equals to 7 cos 35 minus 8 sin 45. Or you can put into this and you can get the final answer as P is 2.19. What I did was here in this equation, P cos theta equals to 0.5918. P cos theta, what is theta? 74 point is equals to 0.59. I have substituted the exact value over here what you obtain. That is why you get some kind of more decimal answers. With that you can get the answer as P is 2.19. Right? Then if you consider this question, what are the components? There is no components. Verify with this because these are already horizontal and vertical. We have to get the component from which force? Only from this. Here the component is P cos 30 and P sin 30. When you are working out with this question, take a piece of paper and note down. Q, 9 and 8 not should be any what you call considering component because they are already vertical and horizontal. This one P cos 30 and this is P sin 30. Which way? This way and this way. If you take the arrow, if you hold it over here, the force is this side. If you hold the arrow from it, you drag it over here, that is P sin 30, right? Okay. Then if you consider the horizontal component, 9, no involvement of these two, minus P sin 30 equals to 0. Then you can get the answer as P is 9 over cos 30 from this equation. That is, you get the answer 10.4. Then Q, how to get the answer for, you get the vertical component. Q, these two, this is not involved, minus 8. But the component of here plus P sin 30. That means Q plus P sin 30 minus 8 equals to 0. Why? Because like Q is over here and component of here is P sin 30. Minus 8 is downwards. Then we know the value for P. From here I know the value for P. Then I can find the Q by putting Q plus P is 6 root 3 sin 30 minus 8. By simplifying, you can get the answer as Q 2.8 Newton or 8 minus 3 root 3. That's the answer for that question. Then let's come up with this question. When you are working out with this, always we need a acute angle to find the component. If this is 120, we know that this angle is how much? 60. Then let's try to get the components, right? Okay. Here, this component is Q cos 60. This angle is 60. That is Q cos 60, Q sin 60. This one 6 cos 45, 6 sin 45. Now we are working out the components over here since it's already vertical. Then if you consider the horizontal forces, right? Sorry, it's horizontal, right? Q cos 60 this side plus 6 cos 45 minus P. Again, if I read it, Q cos 60 plus 6 cos 45 minus P equals to 0. That is one equation. If you consider the vertical forces, that is Q sine 60, because this angle is 60, this is Q sine 60 minus 6 sine 45 equals to 0. From the second equation, I can get the answer for Q, that is 2.6, because you know that here there is only one variable, one unknown Q. So Q sine 60, you can plot this one to this side, Q sine 45, therefore Q is equal to 6 sine 45 divided by sine 60. You can get the answer that way, right? Then if you work out this question, here there are a few more components in this question. Components of this: 6 cos 45 this side, 6 sin 45 upwards. From this one, 2 cos 60 this side, 2 sin 60 this side. Right. From 4, no need of considering components for 4 because it's already vertical. Then P. P cos theta downwards. P cos theta downwards. P sin theta horizontally to left, right. Okay. If you feel like confusing again, I will read out, mark down in a piece of paper. This side. Towards right from 6. Towards right, 6 cos 45. Towards upwards, 6 sin 45. From 2 newtons. Towards left, 6 cos 60. Sorry, 2 cos 60. Upwards, 2 sin 60. From 4, just only vertically downwards, 4. From P, towards left, P sin theta, towards down, P cos theta. Right, okay. Then if you work out with the horizontal forces, 6 cos 45 minus 2 cos 60 minus P sin theta equals to 0. One equation. If you get the vertical forces, 6 sin 45 plus 2 sin 60 minus P cos theta minus 4 equals to 0. With that, you can, from this equation, you can substitute P sin theta, and from this equation, you can substitute subject P cos theta. Then you get the answer P sin theta equals to 6. If I brought this one to this side, P cos 45 minus 2 cos 60. From here, if I brought this P cos theta to this side, 6 sin 45 plus 2 sin 60 minus 4. Right. Then you can divide the first equation by second equation. Then what happens is P and P get cancels. Sin theta divided by cos theta turn up to tan theta. That is turn up to 1.642. You'll obtain the answer for theta as 58.7 by getting tan inverse of 1.642. Then what can you get here is I can substitute this theta 58.7 into any of this equation. Doesn't matter which way you apply. Here we have applied into this equation. Sorry, yeah, this equation. Sorry, P sine 58.7 equals to 6 cos 45 minus 2 cos 60, and you can obtain the answer for P. This question also you can use the same technique and you can obtain the answers as what you did in the previous question, right? Then let's, if you work out this question, you can say the components. 9 cos 40, 9 sin 40. 3 no need of considering because it's already vertical. P cos theta, P sin theta. 8 cos 20, 8 sin 20. If I repeat again, 3 no need of considering components. 9 cos 40 towards right. 9 sin 40 upwards. P cos theta towards left, P sin theta upwards. 8 cos 20 downwards, 8 sin 20 towards right. Sorry, towards left, right. Then if you consider the horizontal forces, 9 cos 40 plus 3 minus P cos theta minus 8 sin 20 is equals to 0. With that, you can obtain the answer for P cos theta. P cos theta equals to 9 cos 40 plus 3 minus 8 sin 20. Then vertical forces. 9 sin 40 plus P sin theta minus 8 cos 20 equals to 0. With that, you can obtain the second one. P sin theta equals to 8 cos 20 minus 9 sin 40. With that, if you divide the second equation by first equation, but the answer tan theta equals to 0.242, that is 13.6. Right. Then The next fact is you can substitute this 13.6 into the second equation or first equation, doesn't matter which way you apply. I have applied over here the second equation. Then you can write, sorry, the first equation, P cos 13.6. Theta is 13.6. P cos 13.6 equals to 9 cos 40 plus t minus 8 sin 20. I know all of the values over here. Then you can say P is equals to 7.159 divided by cos 13.6. With that, you can answer for P as 7.36. Those are the basic concepts of learning components of resultant, what do you call resultant force of the few combined forces in a system. The method what we have used is we have used the component. Considering the component get the resultant force. If an object remain in equilibrium, it satisfies the condition. The resultant force in any direction should be zero. That's a basic concept we have used to explain the question, question and to obtain the answers in these questions, right? Hope you have understood the contents in this video. If you like this video, put a thumbs up and share this video. To watch more educational videos, please subscribe my channel and click on the bell icon. Thank you, children, and see you from next videos.